Mike Radich here, and I'm now joined on the phone by MMA Veteran Whisper Goodman. Whisper, how are you?
All right, yourself?
I'm doing good. Whisper, take me back before you got into MMA. You played in the NFL, you played for the Green Bay Packers. What made you decide to leave football and go to MMA?
Well, I was pretty much, I was done playing football, and I was teaching at a high school, and I went out there, one of my friends fight, and I told her to start the fight, and I started training, and I got right into it.
So
I knocked my guy in 27 seconds, and I was hooked ever since.
did you really know much about it before you got into it?
I observed it here and there. I mean, I know a couple guys, but I wasn't sold on it.
When you first started, were there things that you really had to work on, and were there things that you just were a natural at, maybe striking ground? What were some things that you were good at in the early parts, and what were some things that you really needed to work on when you got into it?
When I got into it, I mean, I had to work on a lot of things. I mean, I was natural. I mean, I was athletic, but I didn't have too many skills when it came to anything. But, I was good at being explosive, getting out of submissions, hustling, tussling on people. It came to striking, keep my hands down. I wasn't that technical, so, I had to work on a lot of things.
What is the tougher sport, football or MMA? Because in football, you bang heads, you go back to the huddle, you regroup. In MMA, if you take a rest in the cage, you're getting your butt kicked. What's the harder sport?
I would definitely say MMA because it's 15 minutes of full contact, full cardio. Football, you can take a play off here and there. You get a break, if you're not the first screen guy, but with MMA, you just join your opponent and you don't get a chance to take a break. So I would definitely say MMA is tougher.
We're seeing a lot more football players going to MMA. Why do you think that football relates so well to MMA?
I would just say, a lot of guys are athletic. A lot of guys are competitive. A lot of guys have that competitive in them. So, a lot of guys trying to make the transition. Some guys may wrestle in high school, and anybody can brawl. But once you take MMA mixed with Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu and wrestling, it's a totally different sport. But MMA it's not for everybody. I mean, I think Johnny Morton tried it, but it's not for everybody. But some football players can't make that transition.
Your real name is Herbert. How did you get the nickname Whisper, and why have you kind of adopted it as your first name?
I got the name when I went to school in California, because I went to a junior college out there. My coach told me I was quiet and soft-spoken, and when I run, I glide. So he started calling me Whisper, and it just kind of fit my personality. Your
last fight was in Bellator, and it was against Jonas Bilstein. I know it's not the way you want to win a fight by DQ, but what do you take away from that fight? How do you think the fight was going up until that, and how hurt were you by that soccer kick?
I probably would definitely get him the first round, because he was banging out on our feet. I was trying to figure him out a little bit, and before I know it, I didn't know what occurred in the second round, and I just thought the fight was over with, and before I know it, I was sitting there trying to answer some questions, and I just couldn't continue. I just thought I really lost because, I don't know, that hit was something, and I was just trying to answer some questions. I just thought the fight was just totally done, and I just lost.
How many fights left with Bellator on your contract?
I don't have a contract with Bellator. I'm originally from Miami. I call up the guy every now and then, see if anything is available. And, pretty much I'm still fighting on small shows, trying to get to the next level.
So there are no plans for you being in the upcoming middleweight tournament?
If they gave me an opportunity, I would take it, but at this moment, no.
You've got a kickboxing fight coming up January 20th against the guy you've already beaten in MMA, Gerald Mishart, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm not 100% sure. Why decide to get into kickboxing?
Just something different, different aspect, working on my stand-up, working on my Muay Thai. He pretty much wanted to challenge me, so I said, okay, why not? I don't see him no way, no form of beating me on the stand-up, but, just something different.
Because of the first fight, you kind of being in his head that you've already held a win over him, do you think that'll be a little bit of an advantage to you?
I just think it's an advantage because I'm a better striker, I'm a heavy hitter, He's a guy coming in from 170. He doesn't hit hard. I'd have sparred him already, so just from that standpoint itself.
You were supposed to fight Lewis Taylor back in the summer. Is there any plans on getting you two back together?
Lewis Taylor can make it to weigh-ins. I wouldn't mind fighting Lewis Taylor. Somebody give me a date and a weight, I'm there.
Where do you see yourself in the next year? Do you see yourself just continue to work your way up and, maybe get into UFC possibly? Or do you see yourself maybe just continuing to fight in the local shows and rack up some wins? Where do you see yourself continuing to go in this upcoming year?
After this Muay Thai match, Sam Alvey gave me an invite. I'm going to go out there with him to California. It's Dan Henderson place right there. And work with him so maybe they can get me to the next level. I need to be a little bit more skillful and work on my skills also, but, I do have athletic ability to compete. I was looking at, the Michael Bisping and the guy that had the Billy Beatdown show,
Mayhem Miller, yeah.
I feel like I can compete with any one of those guys that had the opportunity, It's just all about the opportunity, Sometimes when you don't have a winning record, people can care too, tell you the truth, too shit about you. Sometimes it's all about the guys who's undefeated, who very rarely lost. But then again, I look at some of the guys whose record is similar to mine, but, it's all about opportunity.
When you got into this game, did you have goals set, or did you just kind of go into it thinking, like, maybe I'll give this a try, and if it doesn't work out, but did you really, when you got into this, have any goals, and if so, what goals are there still for you left to accomplish? And what goals did you already accomplish?
You just know I wanted to be the best MMA fighter that I can be, work on my skills, get to the next level. I coverage like fighting on TV, even though it hasn't went in my way, just fighting for a big organization like the Showtime or Strikeforce or UFC, just competing with the guys out there. I've been amongst, competed with, Robbie Lawler, been amongst Matthews down there in St. Louis. Sometimes, you train with these guys and, can I get my opportunity? Once you get your opportunity, you either make the best of it or you don't.
Do you have a prediction for the fight on January 20th?
I don't even know the rules from Muay Thai. I'm not going to tell you. I don't think they do a KO or they do like an 8 count or whatever, but I'm going to win if I knock them out or by decision, but Gerald Mearshart does not stand a chance.
Whisper, real quick before I let you go, do you have any sponsors you'd like to thank? Anything you want to say to the fans?
I just thanks for all my fans for watching me and supporting me, and every now and then send me a Facebook message. But other than that, just want to say thank the Lord for blessing me to live still another day.
Whisper, thank you for taking the time to talk. I really appreciate it.
All right, thank you.